My name is Heidi Silverthorne. I teach environmental science and AP environmental science at Cedarburg High School. And one of the things that I've tried to do with my students is get them to share what they have learned in class to others, because we can all make a change, and the more that know, the bigger the impact of that change. So I was very excited when we had the opportunity to partner up with the Cedarburg Public Library radio station and share out some of the things that we have done in class. So our students will be sharing some sustainability challenges that they have done, the ideas and reasons for those challenges, and the impact that their challenges have had, and how they have gone about being successful in those challenges, so that you can potentially incorporate those challenges into your daily routine.
I'm Sean Menzel. I'm a senior at Cedarburg High School.
I'm Sage Schleicher, also a senior at Cedarburg High School.
We're talking about the current issue of straws, and to get to the problem, you have to look at the use of straws and why we even need them.
Yeah, and so like with that, we use them in everyday life, and it's kind of like, why do we even need to use them? Because we can just easily pour a drink. And it's kind of like one of those ideas, like, do we even really need them? And so the main issue with that is straws, unlike other like plastic items, are one use, so they can't be recycled.
And more than 500 million straws are thrown away each day in the U.S. And because they're one use, that adds up really quickly.
And so the way that works is because the straws are like lighter and thinner, they don't go through the plastic machines very well. So that's why they just say don't put plastic straws in them. And again, that's why they're such a problem and why they're the most talked about kind of plastic item. And then straws break down into microplastics when they enter into like the ocean. And the issue with that is because they get smaller, they're just more dangerous for ocean animals to eat them, and then causes them to die. And according to the strawlessocean.org, it's projected that by 2050, that 99% of all seabird species will have ingested plastic at some point, which has caused an increase in mortality rate up to 50%.
And along with that, there are problems with the other alternatives, such as like paper. It's one use and it requires water to make, and also if it's in a drink for long enough, it'll end up crumbling. Then metal is expensive and it requires cleaning, otherwise it goes bad. And concerns to plastic, they don't have to be used.
And then with plastic straws, you can't like necessarily eliminate them completely, or not just necessarily plastic straws, but just straws in general, because there are some people who do need straws to drink, like with health concerns. But it's definitely something we can work to reduce use, because when you're taking a drink something, you don't necessarily need a straw to drink it. It's kind of just a preference. So it's like making that choice of having the preference to drink it of a straw, or, you know, save the environment and not drink using a straw.
And one of our main issues is we work in a restaurant and we use straws every day. We're around plastic products every day. So it's kind of hard to limit the use. But with like us trying to be more conservative of the plastic and how we use it, it brings better awareness to us and like the people around us that we should start cutting down on like our straw use.
And again, at the end of things, all this, the best alternative with the plastic straw issue right now is just to stop using them, because there's really no use for them, and it's up to you to make that choice to not use them. And it's, I guess, at the end of the day, you have the power to decide if you want to use them or not. And making the choice to not use them is definitely going to be beneficial in the sense that they can't be recycled like other plastics.
I'm Jackson O'Neill, and I'm a sophomore at Cedarburg High School. For the past 2 weeks, I've undergone an environmentally conscious lifestyle change. I have decided to cut my usual shower time of 7 to 8 minutes down to right around 5 minutes. This has reduced my wastewater output from showering by an average of 5 gallons per day, making it 35 gallons per week, which is quite a lot of a difference. In actuality, when one starts to become aware of the time in the shower, it is quite easy to shower within 5 minutes. I have been taking these shorter showers in order to try and conserve water, which the shower is the third largest source of wastewater in the home, after toilets and clothes washers. One of the ways that I have tried to use less water was to do a quote-unquote Navy shower, where I used the water to get wet, turned off the water to shampoo and put soap on, and then used the water to rinse it all off. Another way to reuse some of the water in showering is while the water is warming up, collecting the colder water in buckets to water plants or to use for rinsing dishes. Albeit in the winter season, watering plants is probably not the most applicable use of that water. These ways to save water are what I use to try and limit my wastewater production for the last 2 weeks for this environmental impact challenge.
Jackson, with your reducing the shower, were there any challenges? I mean, was it cold when you turned the water off? Was that?
Yeah. I generally shower like pretty cold, but
okay.
Yeah, when I turned off the water to actually like put shampoo and soap on, you can really feel, which I guess actually makes you speed up your shower because you want to get out of the cold and back into the warm really
right.
quick.
Yeah, I don't remember when that challenge was, but it definitely might get a little cooler too during winter.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but so that's one of the challenges that you may have run into. What challenges did you guys have with the straw challenge?
I guess the hardest part about it was we work at Out and Out, so there's a lot of straw use there. So it's kind of like, I guess, hard to see that many straws being used. But like, it was a lot easier for me to choose not to use a straw because like I have a drink there, and so that part wasn't hard. But it's just, I guess, the challenge was like seeing all of the people just getting straws, and it's like you really don't need them for like your soda. We could just get like one of those caps like Starbucks recently introduced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Once you see it, it's hard to like unsee it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's the beauty and the curse of this class. You like learn all this stuff and you're like, man, I see it everywhere now. But that's part of why this is so important, like sharing that out there, is because you're just not thinking about the impact. And so once you see it, it's a simple switch. You just need to be aware of it. So have you thought about potentially proposing some suggestions to Out and Out as far as...
it's definitely something that like I feel like almost all of the employees at Out and Out are trying to do. Like, let's just get rid of straws, or let's switch to paper products instead of the plastic stuff we're using too. It's kind of like one of those things that everybody talks about, but it is expensive, a lot more expensive to use the paper products. I think that's part of the issue with it.
Yeah, absolutely. That is oftentimes the cost-benefit analysis there, environmentally friendly versus the bottom line. Businesses have to be sustainable. They're for profit, and that's their livelihood, so that makes sense. But just trying to change things when possible. So,
Sage, on the topic of those reusable straws, would you recommend people to bring a non-disposable plastic container of their own to a restaurant with a non-disposable straw, and then just order a drink and then just pour it into their cup so that if they want they can use a straw? That's
definitely a way to do it. I mean, there's lots of people that work at Out and Out that just bring metal straws into work, and then they use some of the cups, or they even bring their own cup. And I mean, it's definitely a lot better to do it that way. And I definitely recommend to do it that way instead of using all of the plastic stuff that's at the place already.
Yeah. So if you can't get the company to do it, then you can just bring your own. There are challenges with that too. I went out for dinner yesterday before conferences and forgot my straw, but I was aware and I felt bad. Yeah. So I at least acknowledged that, but any little impact is better than a consistent use of the straw.
Exactly.
So, and that's something then people can do and not rely on the company to necessarily provide an alternative for them.
Yep.
And there's lots of handy little ones. I don't know about you fellas, but ladies with their purses, they're pretty compact, and you can
it's a
shove
lot
those
easier.
in.
The metal ones that collapse, those are kind of nice. That's what some of the people I work with have.
Yeah. So.
Jackson, what's the hardest part about sustaining it throughout the last couple weeks since we started it?
Yeah, so the hardest part of kind of my shower thing, the routine, was actually to start it first off. I would look at the clock right before I got in the shower, And then right as I got out of the shower, before I even dried off, I would look at the clock. And I was shaving about like a minute every 2 days. And then I finally got it down to like 5 minutes. And I was like, hey, that's pretty good. I think my quickest one was actually 3 minutes when I just really sped through. Yeah, but the hardest part was definitely starting it. But once you go and kind of get used to it, after about the first week or so, you get very used to it. So it's highly recommended.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of the challenges. Like if you just focus on one thing at a time, it's not so overwhelming. And like you said, it takes a minute for it to become routine. But if that's your sole focus for the week, it becomes habit. And so it just becomes a little easier. Most of the sustainability challenges and changes aren't difficult. They just need to be thought about and incorporated into your everyday kind of choices and behaviors. So.